Good morning.
It's like I'm stuck in time. It's like a curse.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen.
And I can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these rats. I'm like the
Greetings.
screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, headed to class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't
Greetings.
sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you get your famous. The algorithm turned to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I've gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's deja vu when I'm running up these rats. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. It's return to the Mag, they say I'm off the rails. I can't wait for you, I get it for myself. So many places to be, I got plenty. Act like you've been here before, we start trending. Don't mistake me for a lame or a goofy. Rockstar life ends like a movie. Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a Fiat. Now they looking for me like a Ray X.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
You
know why we are here.
I'm feeling like I'm living in a metaphor. Yeah, it's deja vu.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
It's deja vu, I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's deja vu, I can't escape this rhyme.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, DJ, go ahead and kill the music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday. Why? I don't want to battle. Today is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. And we are once again, ladies and gentlemen, back in the Thunderdome, all right? But before we get started with today's show, you know exactly what we must do. We must take care of some housekeeping items. All right, for those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. There's nobody more honest than me on social media. You might as well pretend like my hands are resting on a stack of Bibles, all right? That's how honest I am, all right? The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I will be the first to apologize. But here's the thing. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately, all right? But if I were, I definitely would issue an apology. Ray, do me a huge favor, Ray. I haven't even gotten started. I haven't even blasted off. Ray, zip it, all right? Control that MAGA demon, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you guessed it, I am and will always remain the most handsome. Hey, Cleveland, you're wrong. All right, do me a favor, Cleveland. Sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. You just might learn something. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I got some folks in here who are already triggered this morning. I haven't even begun to go through any of my content. So this tells me these folks have been up all night thinking about Zeus. Keep on thinking and dreaming, but nothing's going to happen except for more truth than you can handle. All right. Many of you are familiar with what we do over here on this side of town, on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very special. We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for all of their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. These are some of the most immoral and corrupt people on the planet Earth. All right. I mean, I don't even know if they're still on Earth at this point, because as far as I'm concerned, they're out of here. All right. And so what we do, like I said, is we go through some regular stuff, regular news, and what we want to do is make sure they understand how to really process what's going on, because a lot of them have cognitive issues. All right. Their cult leader has cognitive issues. He's too old. But I'm starting to think that these Trump supporters also have cognitive issues, and they need to take a cognitive test, right? So listen up, MAGA. If you are a Trump supporter in here, or you, as my good friend Brother Swervin likes to say, you're lactose intolerant, that means you're allergic to the facts. You might want to leave this live, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable, all right? I promise you it will, because there's going to be so much truth. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
Not happy.
Hold on. Listen to your leader.
You're not happy, then you can leave.
Thank you,
As far
Greg.
as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you, Jedi. Thank you so much, Jedi. All right, you got your warning, MAGA. If you are not happy here in the United States of America, pack your bags and leave. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've turned a new chapter in America, all right? We are all, excited about Kamala Harris being the nominee, or on her way to being the nominee for the Democratic Party, all right? It's over, MAGA. It really is. It's over when you go on to watch Fox News. You should check out Fox News, ladies and gentlemen. They're freaking out right now, because they've never been in such a situation, all right? This is a situation they've never been in. They got to cover a strong, powerful, energetic, young black woman, all right? And trust me, they got to do that, or they can go and deal with this old, decrepit, orange-looking, MAGA-possessed clown named Donald Trump. And, they looked at their spreadsheets, and this is what I believe happened. They looked at their spreadsheets, and they said, Trump is useless now. We got Kamala Harris. They don't even want to cover Donald Trump anymore. He's over there freaking out on Truth Social, and they don't even want to hear it. You know what they're concerned about? This black woman right here, who's about to be president of the United States. So Kamala Harris and the Democrats are about to win, ladies and gentlemen, when Fox News is starting to be happy because Kamala Harris is running, right? Thank you, Fox News. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I wanna start this show off today, by giving Kamala Harris her props for, doing what she's doing. Yesterday, she had a rally in Milwaukee. I know we all got to tune in and listen to some of it. Maybe you didn't hear all of it, but there were some things she said in there that I think we're going to have to put on the record here in the kingdom. All right, so this is an article from NPR. Go check it out. It says, an energized first campaign speech, Harris makes her pitch for 2024. And we're not going to go into everything, but I want to just call out this part, all right? Vice President Harris has been on the campaign trail countless times over the last year, but in Milwaukee yesterday, she was stumping for the first time as a presidential candidate. The song Freedom by Beyonce played as Harris greeted an excited crowd. I put a video up on my page. You should go check out the size of this crowd. Crowds mean everything to MAGA. Go check out this video. And I said, wow, for her first actual rally, this is incredible. Donald Trump pooped his diapers when he saw it, all right? She goes out there. The crowd was chanting her name, and she says, so, Wisconsin, I'm told as of this morning that we have earned the support of enough delegates to secure the Democratic nomination. And that was true. I'm so very honored, Harris added. I pledge to you I will spend the coming weeks to continue to unite our party so that we are ready to win in November. All right. But Harris' speech marks the campaign's first event that she held since Biden dropped out of the campaign. And it comes as Democratic leaders have largely rallied about Harris to be the nominee as they launched a new party ticket. All right. But Harris, ladies and gentlemen, she's making it crystal clear what the difference is between her and Donald Trump. And I want to call this part, Donald Trump, we know your type. You guys know Donald Trump's type? We're going to have to start saying this, right? Kamala Harris, please remind the American people who may be confused about what Donald Trump's type is. All right, listen to what Kamala Harris says.
So as Leah told you, before I was elected vice president, before I was elected United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General of the state of California, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before then. And in those roles,
right,
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not adding any sound effects. This is really the crowd, and listen to how energized the crowd is. All right, let's do that again, ladies and gentlemen. I went to sleep last night. I slept like a baby listening to this.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And we know his type too.
I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
You know I'm gonna call that MAGA. You know we gonna call that some good old fashioned one of these.
Fatality.
Kamala Harris continues to knock it out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. All right. There's really no comparison, all right? Because we got to understand what Kamala Harris means when she says she knows his type. When Kamala Harris says she knows Donald Trump's type, she is referring to her background, her extensive background as a prosecutor before entering politics, all right? She has taken on various perpetrators, all right, including those who have committed, as she said, fraud, abuse, and other crimes. By saying that she knows his type, Harris implies that she is very, very familiar with individuals who have similar patterns of behavior or allegations against them as Donald Trump does. All right. And her professional background in law enforcement and legal proceedings will allow her to prosecute this case in front of the American people. Harris continues to highlight her prosecutorial record, which includes tackling cases of SA, consumer fraud, and other illegal activities, drawing a parallel to the legal troubles and allegations that have been once again associated with Donald J. Trump. Her statement is a way of asserting that she is well equipped to handle and confront someone with Donald Trump's history and behavior, given her past roles as district attorney and attorney general. And it is also a rhetorical strategy to contrast her record with Donald Trump's in the political arena. Can y'all say winning, ladies and gentlemen? Can y'all say winning? Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that I ask you to join me in giving Donald Trump what he deserves, all right? A round of boos and shame. Because, yes, I agree, Kamala Harris. We know his type, and your record compared to his, it's as clear as day who the right candidate is to lead this country, and it's not Donald Trump. Let's give him a round of boos and shame. I see I got some folks in the audience triggered this morning already. Hey, Ray, are you still there? Maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show when I said it.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
I don't care.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you, thank you. Sometimes you gotta play what Donald Trump says to his supporters so that they can understand how they ended up in the trick bag that they're in. They're in the trick bag right now, all right? But they're not, they think they're holding it, but no, they're in it. All right, speaking of trick bags, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about our next topic. Republican leaders are urging colleagues to steer clear of racist and sexist attacks against Kamala Harris. See, MAGA, it's not only us that believe you're racist. Clearly, the Republicans know you are. That's why they have to put a PSA announcement out. All right, and this is just more for the record content. All right. Republican leaders are warning party members against using overtly racist and sexist attacks against Vice President Kamala Harris as they and former President Donald Trump's campaign scramble to adjust the reality of a new Democratic rival less than 4 months before Election Day. At a closed-door meeting of House Republicans yesterday, National Republican Congressional Committee Chairman Richard Hudson, a Republican out of North Carolina, urged lawmakers to stick to criticizing Harris for her role in the Biden administration and their policies. Quote, "This election will be about policies, not personalities," House Speaker Mike Johnson told reporters after the meeting. Quote, "This is not personal with regard to Kamala Harris," he added, "and her ethnicity or her gender have nothing to do with this whatsoever." Hey, MAGA, do y'all hear what y'all party is telling you to do? They're telling you to knock it off, quit being racist, quit being misogynist. Because guess what? They know it's not going to help you win. It's a sad day in America, MAGA, when your party has to align with the Democrats to tell you to knock it off, right? I mean, this is just par for the course when you're talking about MAGA. The warning points to the new risk for Republicans running against a Democrat who would become the first woman, first black woman, and first person of South Asian descent to win the White House. Trump, in particular, has a history of racist and misogynistic attacks that could turn off key groups of swing voters, including suburban women, as well as voters of color and younger people. Trump campaign has been trying to court. The admonitions came after some members of Trump allies began to cast Kamala Harris as a former district attorney, an attorney general, and a senator. They casted her as a DEI hire. A reference to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Intellectually, just really kind of the bottom of the barrel. Wyoming Representative Harriet Hagman said in a TV interview, quote, "I think she was a DEI hire, and I think that's what we're seeing. And I just don't think that they have anybody else." Your racism is showing, MAGA. You see what's going on? All this time we've been on this app calling you out to be a bunch of misogynistic, racist cult people and all this other stuff. Now the Republicans are confirming it, and we're catching you on the record doing it to Kamala Harris. You have nothing to really go at her about, so guess what you do? Instead of elevating your lingo, right, they should be able to elevate their communication skills. They default to their primitive behavior. This is why I say MAGA is the worst of the worst, and they are the scum of the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving Donald Trump and his racism and his racist cult members what they deserve. All right? Because if you ask them to argue the facts, argue the policy issues they have with Democrats or Kamala Harris in particular, they can't. So guess what they do? They default to the primitive behavior of being a bunch of misogynistic, racist people. Join me in giving them a round of boos and shame. A lot of people think that I'm paid for by the DNC. They call me a shrill or whatever that is. But look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. You see that? See how my hand goes through like that? You know what that means? That means no strings attached. I am not a hand puppet. All right. The reason I get out here and I do what I do is because I'm really trying to get somebody saved and out of that nasty MAGA cult that they have found themselves into. So listen up. When I get to the end of my monologue, I'm going to open up my box and I want somebody who's been saved by this special broadcast to come on up and tell us how they've been delivered. All right. Because I'm saving somebody's soul out there today. All right. Now let's move it on to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly what we got to do. We got to keep bringing the truth. I guess there's reporting out there that Donald Trump went off on a furious N-word tirade after a car crash incident, according to his nephew's new book. I'd hate to think this really happened. So what we'll do is I'll share this story, ladies and gentlemen, and then what we'll do is take a poll and we'll say, put a 1 in the chat if you think this happened, put a 2 in the chat if you don't think this happened. All right. So let's get into this story if you don't mind. According to a new memoir from Fred C. Trump III, nephew of Donald Trump, his uncle went on a furious tirade in the 70s after a car he owned was vandalized, repeatedly using the N-word when pointing to the damage. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you think this is real. In reports from both The Guardian and the Daily Beast, in the book titled All in the Family, The Trumps and How We Got This Way, the younger Trump recalled the former president ranting, "Ns," I recall him saying disgustedly, "Look at what the Ns did." The book is to be released. All right. Comes with a poor time for the ex-president as he now appears to be poised to run against Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the presumptive Democratic nominee. In his book, Fred Trump III remembers his uncle showing up in his cotillion white Cadillac Eldorado convertible with a giant gash at least 2 feet long, another shorter gash next to it in the soft top. All right, so the car has been damaged. According to the reports, the younger Trump wrote in the book that his uncle used the ugly racist slurs and recalled, quote, "I knew that was a bad word," before adding that his uncle didn't see who had slashed his car, but still saw the damage, then went straight to the place where people's minds sometimes go when they face a fresh affront, across the racial divide. This is not the first time that the now convicted felon Donald Trump has been accused of resorting to using the N-word. This is not BS. His nephew is telling this story. In 2018, CBS reported there's a tape of Trump blurting out the offensive slur obtained from Omarosa Manigault Newman, and that on it, Katrina Pearson and Line Patterson, 2 black Trump aides, are heard to be discussing the incident. Ladies and gentlemen, do we believe Donald Trump used the N-word when his cotillion white Cadillac was scratched? All right. And he didn't know who did it. All right. But do we believe he used the N-word? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe Donald Trump has used the N-word. All right. We got about 600 folks in here. I want to know how many people believe Donald Trump used the N-word and is racist, like his nephew has said. Look at that. Can we get it over 100? Can we get it over 100, ladies and gentlemen? Is there over 100 people in here that believe Donald Trump used the N-word when he couldn't confirm who scratched his cotillion white Cadillac? He just decided to blame it on somebody. And why not grab somebody that he thinks is of color, right? And just throw the N-word and the slur. Look at that. We're over 100. You see this, MAGA? Your racism always comes out in the weirdest of ways, right? Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that I got to do this. Join me in giving racist Donald J. Trump what he deserves. Because you know it and we know it. He's racist and he chose to use the N-word when his car got scratched because he couldn't help himself once again. Join me in giving him another round of boos and shame. You're racist, Donald Trump. We know you're kind. We know your type, Donald Trump. We really do. We really do. All right. There's a new thing going on out here on the internet right now. And I got to put this out here because a lot of us, we go to Twitter or things like that, X as they call it now. And somebody's getting quite someone's really getting taken to town on X. All right. This is called, in today's episode of The MAGA White Needs Black Friends So Bad. A pathetically mediocre MAGA poses as a black woman on X in a post promoting Donald Trump while tearing down the vice president and presumptive Democratic nominee for president, Kamala Harris. Meet Joey Manarino. All right, at least we think that's what he goes by on X when he's not doing a racist impression of a generic black people while posing as a black Trump voter with a photo of some random black woman. All right, this is what he posted on X. I caught somebody caught him out and said, we caught this knucklehead pretending to be a black woman, voting as a Republican. Please share this far and wide. All MAGA has are lies, all right? This is what this knucklehead went and did, ladies and gentlemen. They posted on their X account, I am a true black American woman and I've been black all my life. I was born black and I will die black. My mommy black, my daddy black. I will never cast a ballot for Kamala Harris, woman, as long as I live. Trump all the way, all day, every day. First of all, we can't believe the only one who thought about that quote, all right? I was born black and I will die black is nothing but white nonsense. Secondly, you can almost identify white people posing as black on social media by their overuse of stereotypical Sambo-esque diction. The second, Mr. X-tweeter, sorry, but you typed my mommy black, my daddy black. He overplayed his Caucasian hand and outed himself as a white person who clearly does not know many actual black people in real life. They not like us, right? They not like us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just got to put this. I have to put this PSA announcement out there, all right? And I got to do this because I know there's some of these people out here, they call them blacks for Trump, and they go over to these websites or they go onto these sites like X, and they think they're talking or they're getting content from people of color, but then they have to find out the hard way. No, these are white folks out here, part of the cult, pretending they are black to lure you in and to trick your special behind, right? And so, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in giving these Trump supporters, once again, another round of booze and shame because they can't win on the merits. So they got to start trying to stoop to these low-level tricks in order to get the support that they wish they had. Join me in giving them another round of booze and shame, all right? They're just racist. All right, y'all need to be quiet. Listen, we're cooking. We're getting right through these topics, all right? Let's get into some foreign news, all right? Kim Jong-un has rejected Donald Trump's friendship claims. Oh, no. North Korea says, we do not care, all right? And they express their nuclear readiness amid rising tensions with the United States. North Korea has shrugged off former President Donald Trump's remark about his amicable relationship with the leader Kim Jong-un, asserting that, quote, they don't care about his words and cautioning that their nuclear arsenal remains prepared for the United States, for any United States leader. The Korean Central News Agency stated yesterday, dismissing Trump's claims of a good personal relationship with Kim Jong-un. All right, they emphasized that despite Donald Trump's effort to improve personal ties, North Korea perceives U.S. policy as persistently hostile, with the former president failing to bring about any substantial positive change. This is the first response from North Korea following Donald Trump's address at the Republican National Convention, where he spoke about his rapport with Kim and suggested that the North Korean leader might want him back in the White House. Their commentary underscores the separation of powers, separation of personal relations and diplomacy, asserting that the U.S. political climate, marred by partisan infighting, remains unchanged and North Korea is indifferent to it. Trump, during his presidency, had threatened to unleash fire and fury against Kim for North Korea's nuclear test. However, after a historic summit in Singapore, the tone changed, with North Korea officials praising the mysteriously wonderful chemistry between the two leaders. Despite this, guess what? This is the part I want you all to pay attention to. Despite all of this, Kim Jong-un continued to expand his nuclear arsenal, ignoring calls from the Biden administration to return to the negotiation table. All right. And they have also received support from Russia for its economy and its military in exchange for munitions to aid Moscow's assault on Ukraine. So, to all of the Trump supporters that thought Donald Trump stopped Kim Jong-un, we got more evidence that he didn't. They still continue to expand their nuclear arsenal. And guess what? They don't even want to be his friend. So congratulations, MAGA. Once again, you played yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving these Trump supporters what they deserve. Since they thought they could be friends with Kim Jong-un and they just found out, nope, it is not going to work like that. And they're dealing with heartbreak. Let's give them another round of boos and shame. Silence, you MAGA demons. I told you this is no joke. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All right, more news. James Comer. How many of you know who James Comer is? All right. They're coming out and they're talking about his impeachment inquiry into President Biden. All right. James Comer's impeachment inquiry into President Biden appeared to be on shaky grounds, ladies and gentlemen, even before President Joe Biden announced that he was dropping out. Now it seems that even Comer appears to be confused about the purpose of the probe. As reported by Political's Jordan Carney, Comer revealed that he has finished his portion of the Biden impeachment inquiry report, although he said he's unsure about whether it will be released soon, because both the Judiciary Committee and the Ways and Means Committee are both involved in the effort as well. Carney then asked Comer if he would be holding a public hearing to discuss the findings of the report. And guess what? Comer said, no, I'm not going to be holding a public hearing. Then he suggested that the goal of launching the probe was never to actually impeach President Biden. Why am I not surprised, ladies and gentlemen? Why are we not surprised that they have no dirt on Joe Biden? Why? See, MAGA, another conspiracy has been debunked. Now you're going to have to lick another wound. Joe Biden's going to go out as probably one of the most transformational presidents in U.S. history. All right? No dirt on him. Not even really any dirt on his son, Hunter Biden. So why all the attacks, MAGA? When are you guys going to wake up and realize that Donald Trump played you all like a fiddle? I can't think of anything Donald Trump has said that has actually came to pass. Can anyone think of anything Trump has said that has actually came to pass? Wow. Biden, he's over there freaking out about running against Joe Biden, and Joe Biden has dropped out the race. Donald Trump is cooked, ladies and gentlemen, and so are his supporters. MAGA, this one's for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give MAGA another round of boos and shame, because they don't understand the end is here. The end is here, MAGA. You're not going to win this election. It's too much going on, and a lot of it's going against you. Let's give them another round of boos and shame. This is easy.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I see there's some dissension in the comment section. Maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Boom. All right. And you know, I didn't think there would be a Trump supporter that would take me up on that request to leave this country. But we have an update, ladies and gentlemen. A Trump supporter actually tried to leave this country. All right. And guess what? They ended up coming back because they got homesick. They said, oh, maybe America wasn't so bad after all under the Democrats. This is a true story. All right, this is a true story. Homesick, MAGA rioter who tried to claim asylum in Ireland, arrested on return to the United States of America. You could just look at him. Out of shape, possessed. What is that, his belt? His belly? Look at the gap between the belt and the belly. I mean, that's sick stuff right there, right? Must have been eating real good under the Biden and Harris administration, right? Listen to this story, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why I tell MAGA, Ray, are you still here, Ray? This is why I tell folks like yourself, do me a huge favor and just zip it. Because you're going to end up embarrassed just like this guy. A Wisconsin Trump supporter, all right? His name is Paul Kovacic. He tried to flee the country and claim asylum in Ireland, only to grow homesick and get this, return to America and promptly get arrested. You can't make this stuff up, folks. When I read this story, I dang near fell out of my chair. I was drinking some water, and I almost spit the water out. I said, you can't make this stuff up. All right, you really can't. But this is what happened. In a legal filing, all right, it was revealed that he, late last year, fled to Dublin to claim asylum shortly before he was to begin what was supposed to have been a 90-day prison sentence. And you could imagine, for the first time in his life, he filled out some paperwork, right? On his own. He was listening to Fox News. Probably heard Trump saying, if you don't like this country, leave. And he said, this will be the best way to deal with my issues, right? Get away from these radical Democrats. You know how they talk. And he filled out that paperwork. Now, guess what happened? It seems that he couldn't last more than 7 months in a foreign country. Oh, poor boy, poor baby. On June 19th, 2024, still under the Biden administration, he decided to voluntarily return to the United States from Ireland. What? The court filing states he advised that he had recently decided to voluntarily withdraw his asylum claim and return to the United States because he felt homesick. Now, I mean, this is the irony, right? Now he's an immigrant. This is the irony. He's an immigrant. You know how they bash immigrants, right? Migrants. He's seeking asylum. You know how they bash folks seeking asylum. And he's running from the Democrats to another country and only to get there and realize it's not what he thought it would be. So guess what he did when the MAGA demon left him, right? Because he was possessed with the MAGA demon. He gets to Ireland and all of a sudden his stomach starts hurting, right? Look at his belly right there. He can't eat like that in any other place. Okay, I got to get back to the United States and deal with my reality. This is what he did. He then flew into Minneapolis, where he was promptly arrested and taken to Hennepin County Jail before being transferred to a prison in Chicago, where he is currently serving his original 90-day prison sentence. Wow. Can somebody make this make sense? This is why I have no respect for any of you Trump supporters. Waste the time. You're an embarrassment to the entire country. I can't believe this is an American. I can't believe this person even had American citizenship. This was the most unthought out plan I've ever seen. All right. However, even after getting out of jail, he may get additional time. He's going to get additional time, as the court filing states that there is probable cause to believe that he broke the law that makes it a crime to fail to surrender for service of a sentence pursuant to a court order. MAGA, this is you. Belt, look at the belt. Look at the gap between the belt and the sweater. All right, out of shape. About to get in your car. What, you just went shopping? You've been moaning and groaning and complaining about how terrible the Democrats have been treating you. So you took the little bit of money you had left. You decided to become an immigrant and to migrate to Ireland, only to get there and sit your special behinds down and realize this isn't home and that you should have just simply done the time, all right, and went on about your miserable life. One of probably the best things is you got into Ireland and there wasn't any Fox News. There wasn't any Donald Trump to keep you jacked up on that MAGA demon madness that you all have been on. This is an embarrassment. And you, sir, are a disgrace to this country. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Join me in sending this MAGA demon wearing this silly Trump 2020 sweater while it's raining outside, doesn't even have an umbrella, with his belly out, probably wearing shorts with no gas in the car, but probably got a lot of groceries in the trunk. Join me in giving this MAGA demon what he deserves. A round of boos and shame. This is an embarrassment. Let's give him some boos and shame. You cannot make this stuff up. I don't even know how any of you could proudly proclaim you support Donald Trump when look at what your mascots do. All of your mascots embarrass you to the 10th degree. I've never seen anything like this in my life. All right, I got some more terrible news, MAGA. This is some more terrible news. This is why I tell every single Trump supporter, you support Donald Trump, you're guaranteed to get the ultimate MAGA reward. What is the ultimate MAGA reward? Jail, and if you do not get your soul right, hell with a chapter 11 in between. I'm not making this up. Steve Bannon, you know who he is. I want you all to understand that he is going to have another court date after he gets out of jail. Former White House strategist Steve Bannon will stand trial in December for his alleged involvement in a $15 million border wall fundraising scam. All right. Manhattan Supreme Court judge in April announced that Bannon's trial will begin on December 9th, just over a month after he's expected to be released from federal custody for contempt of Congress. All right. Bannon, 70, did not attend the hearing, but his attorney asked the judge to push his trial date back to give them enough time to stop him and allow him to prepare once he's released from federal jail. The longtime Donald Trump ally and the organizer of We Build the Wall campaign, a fundraiser to erect a U.S.-Mexico border wall, were accused of lying to prospective donors by claiming not one penny would go to its president, U.S. Air Force veteran Brian Kolfage, prosecutors said. But here's the deal. Kolfage, who lost his leg and his right hand in 2004 rocket attack in Iraq, raked in over $250,000 from the scheme, 140,000 of which Bannon allegedly laundered, according to prosecutors. The trial is expected to include up to 4 days of testimony, the judge said, while Bannon's lawyer said their case would only take almost 2. Bannon's criminal fraud trial was slated to begin in May before Justice Juan Merchan, the same judge who handled Donald Trump's hush money conviction, before the case was postponed and reassigned to a different judge due to Merchan's schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another example of when being a Trump supporter goes wrong. So Steve Bannon, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. He's going to have to he's currently in prison right now for contempt of Congress, right? In other words, for supporting Donald Trump. And right after that, he's going to have to go to court about this We Build the Wall scheme that he participated in, which was another grift opportunity to rip off MAGA. And then after that, he's going to be convicted and sent back to jail. MAGA, do you get it? All right, you do the crime, you do the time. And every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what we're going to do? Join me in giving Steve Bannon and you Trump supporters once again what you deserve. Another round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah. I mean, it's starting to look like MAGA is just pretty much taking L's. You're going to be taking L's the rest of the year. All right, I promise you. All right, now we got to wrap it up. Look at the boxes, and then we're going to open up the boxes. All right, you know exactly what we must talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another update about January 6th, all right? Before I get started, is there anyone out there that still believes Donald Trump's ridiculous claims?
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
Is there anyone that still believes Donald Trump's claims about January 6th? I would hate to have to really go deep into this, all right? But I don't mind doing the end of it when I send them off to prison. I really don't. All right, is there anyone out there that still believes Donald Trump's claims that the January 6th election was rigged? All right, I hope you don't. All right, so let's just get straight into it, all right? All right, we're just going to go straight into it because you know what? I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this. All right, look at that. I'm looking into the chat right now. Anybody still believe Donald Trump's claims that the 2020 election was rigged? Put your hand up in the chat if you still believe it was rigged in any way, all right? Because I saw somebody saying it's rigged. Oh, you don't have any followers, Jim. Jim, you don't have enough followers. Does anyone believe what Jim said, that it was rigged? Jim, how was it rigged? Jim, how was it rigged? Seriously, come on, it's almost been 4 years. Where have you been getting your information from, Jim? Okay, Jim, look at all the people in the chat. Jim, are you seeing all the people in the chat, Jim? All right. Oh, common sense. Ray Epps says Oh, what did Ray Epps do? Common sense. Come on up here if you don't mind and tell Zeus why you believed Ray Epps had something to do with the election. You gonna come up here and explain that, Ray? Common sense. Oh no. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Common Sense and Jim a round of boos and shame.
MAGA demon.
All right, I'll say this, MAGA. I'll say this, all right? If you take a look at this graph right here, MAGA, I'll say it like this then. How about this? This is the unemployment graph, all right? But this wasn't the only thing that was happening while Donald Trump was while he was president. This was happening in the background of probably one of the most dangerous things we've ever had to deal with in the past century. The pandemic, all right? And during the pandemic, you know, Donald Trump got out on national television and he lied to the American people, remember?
Years ago, before we get started with we're going to talk about the economy, a lot of other things. The CDC has identified a case of coronavirus in Washington State, the Wuhan strain of this. If you remember SARS, that affected GDP, travel-related effects. Have you been briefed by the CDC? Are there words about a pandemic at this point?
No, not at all, and we have it totally under control. It's one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine.
Okay, and President Xi, there's just some talk in China that maybe the transparency isn't everything that it's going to be. Do you trust that we're going to know everything we need to know from China?
I do. I have a great relationship with President Xi. We just signed probably the biggest deal ever made.
Yes.
In terms, it certainly has the potential to be the biggest deal ever made, and it was a very interesting period of time.
Yeah, let's get into
We got it done, and no, I do. I think the relationship is very, very good.
Let's talk about Davos, because you were...
And again, when you have 15 people, and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to zero, that's a pretty good job we've done.
Today, the U.S. hit a grim milestone of 1 million cases of the coronavirus. Back in late February, you predicted that the number of cases would go down to zero. How did we get from your prediction of 0 to 1 million?
Well, it will go down to zero ultimately, and you have to understand, when it comes to cases, we do much more testing than anybody else. So we could go to some of these other countries, you know, as an example, China. If you test, you're going to show many more cases. So we're doing more testing than any other country in the world by far, which we we just discussed over in the Oval Office. So we're going to show more cases because we're doing much, much more testing, double anybody else. Somebody said if you add everybody else combined, that would be a number. And it will be at the appropriate time, it will be down to zero, like we said.
Yes, so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump continued to lie to the American people about the dangers of the pandemic, and the writing was on the wall. We had the social unrest, the civil unrest going on in the country due to what happened to George Floyd. The writing was on the wall, MAGA, that Donald Trump wasn't going to get reelected. So what did Donald Trump do? All right, he decided to engage in a scheme in order to remain in power illegally. And what was the scheme? Well, when the results of the election came out, we all remember, did he come out and he concede? No, instead he came out and did what?
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
So he's not conceding. What he's doing is he's putting that seed of doubt in the mind of a lot of you Trump supporters, all right, to make you think, what happened to those ballots? You know, because they think about Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, and they say, oh, they look like something suspicious happened with the ballots. Okay, so let's just say something happened with those ballots. Do you think all of those ballots went to Donald Trump? Well, I don't know, Zeus, exactly. So what did he do after he convinced you that maybe you should think about all those ballots going missing? He went and did another magic trick.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
No, you didn't. MAGA, that was a lie right there. But guess what? He convinced you that he won, even though the scoreboard didn't change. You still thought you won. And so now that Donald Trump has you all believing that you won and that maybe something fishy happened, what was the next thing he decided to do? Take a look at that. He decided to figure a way out how to get you all to meet him up in Washington, D.C. Attention, all Trump supporters. Jim, are you there? So-called common sense, are you there? He says, Jim, I lost to Joe Biden. I'm very angry. Send me all the money that you have, all right? And then I need you to do me a huge, huge favor. I need you to meet me in Washington, D.C. at an event that I am hosting called Stop the Steal. There's going to be a big, big protest, all right? Be there, will be wild, right? And so that was an opportunity you couldn't pass up. What? I could be wet and wild with my dad? Wow. So after you all got the invitation, we all remember one by one, you all decided to make that trek to Washington, D.C. And what was their preferred method of transportation, ladies and gentlemen, on the way to the Capitol? You guessed it, U-Hauls. You know who got in the back of these U-Hauls, ladies and gentlemen? All right, you want to know who was in the back of these U-Hauls? Look at that, look at that. They just go and rent them by the dozen. They don't care. White supremacists, you know who they are. The Patriot Front. Look at them. Proud Boys, Boogaloo Boys, Oath Keepers. All right? These are the people that decided to meet up with their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, in Washington, D.C. Notice that they're wearing the mask. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, MAGA has no problem putting on a mask when it's time to commit crimes or when it's time to be racist. Take those masks off so we can see who you are, you MAGA demons, right? So when they get to Washington, D.C., they receive an update from one of their own. Who? Marjorie Trader Greene. And what did Marjorie Trader Greene tell you, Trump supporters?
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board, and we already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned.
So that's Marjorie Trader Greene inviting MAGA to attack the United States Capitol. It's pretty much an open and shut case, right, ladies and gentlemen? And so after they got their orders from Lieutenant Marge, then there's an exchange that took place in the White House, ladies and gentlemen, between Donald Trump and his then Vice President Mike Pence. If you don't remember this exchange, I'll summarize it very quickly for you. So Donald Trump, he moseys on into the office where Mike Pence is, and he says, Mike Pence, buddy, old pal, I got everything in motion, all right? I got the fake elector scheme. You know what we're talking about, right?
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
Right, we got
one more than we have.
Right, we got the fake elector scheme in motion, and I got my soldiers waiting for me at the ellipse, Pence. I just need you to do that thing you and I talked about. You know, don't you dare certify those votes for Joe Biden. All right? Pence grew some spine that day, and he said, unfortunately, Mr. President, I can't do that, because in order for me to do that, it would require me to place you above the United States Constitution. A document that our founding fathers and the framers fought and bled for. A document that to this day, Americans continue to fight and bleed for. Frankly, Mr. President, I don't believe anyone asking me to do such a thing is fit to be president of the United States. And guess what happened? Donald Trump, he soiled his diaper. He leaned into Mike Pence. His breath was smelling like Big Macs and Diet Coke. And he said, you know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest. And he called him the nasty P word. The same P word you Christians heard him using in that Access Hollywood tape right before you went and cast your vote for him, right? This really happened. And he tells Secret Service, take me to the ellipse to meet up with my soldiers. And they warned him. They said, those people are armed, Mr. President. You shouldn't go there. And he says, you know what? I don't care if they're armed. They're not bringing anything to hurt me. You see how irresponsible and careless this guy is? And they took him to the ellipse. And we all remember what happened when he got to the ellipse. Okay? When he got to the ellipse, ladies and gentlemen, he got onto that stage and we all saw it. Trench coat, leather gloves. You know that means it's a crime scene, right? And when he got on stage, he encouraged his supporters to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Right? And that's what his supporters heard in their minds as they began to march towards the Capitol. When they were going towards the Capitol, this is what they heard in their mind.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
All right?
So, let's have trial by combat.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's death involved. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
And his supporters took him up on that, right? They said it's time to go fight. And we have proof that his supporters were ready to go fight because do you all remember who this woman was, Ashley Babbitt? Yeah, listen to her rhetoric. You could tell she wanted to fight. Listen to what she was saying.
District. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the shit that's going on there? You are a complete I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this MAGA kid. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. Your people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capital and Mom, there's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots and Trump.
A sea of nothing but red, white, and blue patriots for Donald Trump. This coming from one of Donald Trump's foot soldiers, Ashley Babbitt, who went to the United States Capitol on January 6th with the intent to engage in a domestic terrorist act. Yeah, this is a woman Donald Trump was supposed to protect, because you know Donald Trump likes to say he protects women. And you all remember what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? Do you all remember what happened to her? Let me remind you what happened to Ashley Babbitt. See, that's right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life inside of the United States Capitol. She lost her life in the battlefield, MAGA. Do you know why? She lost her life because of Donald Trump's big, disgusting lies that he spoon-fed all of you after he lost. Instead of telling all of you the truth and sparing you prison time and in some cases your life and sparing law enforcement, he led you all into probably one of the most dangerous traps you've ever been in your life. All right? And what did Donald Trump do after he found out Ashley Babbitt lost her life? Do you all know what Donald Trump did after he found out? Let me remind you what he did.
Information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
We love Ashley. Information that stands.
A non-reaction after finding out that Ashley Babbitt lost her life in the battlefield because of his big lie. This is why we say Donald Trump is one of the most dangerous threats to our democracy. He doesn't protect women. He puts them in situations and makes them lose their life. Whether you're talking about what he did on January 6th or in any other situation, right? This is January 6th as many of us see it. This was not a peaceful movement like BLM. This was not a tourist visit that had gone awry. This was a crime scene. Planned and organized by Donald J. Trump and his inner circle, all the way down to his foot soldiers. All right? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly what we must do. We have another update about another seditionist, treasonous traitor that has been brought to justice. All right? A Salisbury man has been charged in 5-count indictment for his actions on January 6th at the United States Capitol. A one-time member of the Maryland State Board of Election has been charged by a grand jury in a 5-count indictment, according to court documents filed this month. And this is for his actions related to the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol. Carlos Ayala, a retired Purdue executive, is charged with civil disorder, entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly conduct in a Capitol building, and parading and demonstrating or picketing inside the Capitol building. A grand jury sworn in on June 14, 2024, made these charges against him. All right. And when we reached out to his lawyers, James Trusty, he said his client did not have any comments. The July 17th court filing comes about 2 weeks before Ayala was scheduled to have a previously postponed preliminary hearing. After the grand jury's indictment, Ayala's hearing before the U.S. magistrate judge has been vacated. The criminal case has been assigned to U.S. District Court judge at the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C., but a new court date for Ayala has not yet been posted online. A new date before the U.S. District Judge has not yet been set as well. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have another seditionist, treasonous traitor that's been brought to justice, right? So guess what we got to do? These are Donald Trump's Confederate soldiers. Number one, join me in giving them a round of boos and shame. I don't care.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All right, and because they wanted to be a Confederate soldier so bad, let's send them off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country.
Right.
And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
Do you see, MAGA? Do you understand now why you are in a world of hurt? This guy right here, Donald Trump, he's the biggest con artist that you've ever ran across, right? He's what I call one of the most successful ringmasters to ever walk the face of this earth, because look at what he does. He has you all in a nasty circus, all right? And you know it's a circus because guess what? He does exactly what a clown does, right? A clown puts on makeup, right? You see that? A clown puts on makeup. He does the same thing. Ooh, puts on that orange makeup. Don't I look so good? And you all worship him. A clown puts on a wig. He puts on that bird's nest, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is what he does. A clown wears that same old crumpled blue suit, all right? And he puts on that, a clown wears a ridiculous suit and that thing around his waist. He puts on that same crumpled blue suit with that ridiculous red tie. And he gets onto his social media platform and he gives you all your daily orders, right? Isn't that how this works? Go on over there to Truth Social. You'll see him over there giving you all your daily dose of lies. It's not Truth Social, it's Lies Central, all right? He sells you things you don't need except for in his circus, right? Gold and shoes, steaks, Trump University, Trump charities, what else? Trump golf shirts. This guy, everything he could sell you to make you look like suckers, you guys go out and buy it. And you can't say you don't have any money because he's bringing in record profits. Trump bucks. When do you need Trump bucks except for in a circus, MAGA? Right? This is why I do what I do, ladies and gentlemen. These Trump supporters, they're in a world of hurt right now, especially now that Kamala Harris is on the ticket. All right? And so to the Trump supporters, this is my call, and then I'm going to open up these boxes, all right? Get out of the cult before it is too late, all right? And this is a story I'm going to continue to tell, all right? Because a lot of you Trump supporters, y'all like to say y'all are on this Trump train, right? I'm going to talk about the Trump train real quick. The Trump train, they say, Zeus, you need to get on the Trump train. We're going to win. I got some bad news, MAGA. That Trump train isn't taking you across the finish line to victory. It's taking you to the lake of fire in hell. All right? I promise you. Oh, you think Trump 2024 means it's a good thing? No, it's not. Because this is what's going to happen. All right? You're on that little Trump train and you take your last breath on this planet, right? And a lot of you think y'all going to heaven because you call yourselves Christians, right? Even though we know you're not Christians, you're hypocrites, right? You're going to find out the hard way you're not a Christian. Say you take your last breath and you drive on that Trump train and you get to those pearly gates. You're going to grab your luggage and you're going to try to get off, right? And you're going to get off and to go to security and say, hey, this is my stop. Security's going to say, Get back on the Trump train. you're not getting into heaven, all right? And you're gonna go, oh no, I am, I'm a Christian, and then security is gonna play the footage, right? And they're gonna say, no, you're not. Look at this. We got evidence that you've been out there sowing these nasty, corrupt seeds of evil out there. While you were alive, you were doing a bunch of evil stuff. All right. And even when given the opportunity to repent and get it right, you continue to double down on your evil. This is what's going to happen, MAGA. And you're going to say, no. I never heard the truth. I never heard the truth. I thought I was right what I was doing. And then guess what the good Lord is going to have security do? They're going to say, security, play that tape, play the audio and the video of when they were in Zeus's live and Zeus was telling them the truth. They're going to play it back and they're going to see you were in the comment section and perhaps you got enough courage and you came into the box and they're going to go, was it that you? And you know you can't lie to the good Lord, right? You can't lie to God. Yeah, that was me. So you heard the truth and you chose to ignore it and to still follow the lie, the guy that was behind the lie. Yes, get on those knees, all right? And okay, now get back in your seat and get ready to take your special behind straight to the pits of hell. You're going to be sitting on that Trump train crying, MAGA, I promise you. And the Trump train's going to take off, going straight to hell. First stop, Lake of Fire. Could you imagine that happening, MAGA? You know, I sometimes don't want to tell that story. I've had people literally come back and tell me, Zeus, please don't tell that story. It gives me nightmares. All right. That's what people have came back and told me. But I'll tell it if it saves one soul. I'll continue to tell it. Because guess what, MAGA? Some people have actually came out of the cult. All right. All right. Listen to what they sound like when they get out of the cult, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what they sound like. All right.
To the Christians, do not be deceived. Stop thinking that everybody who waves a flag and shouts freedom is your friend and a good person, because we have people like this trying to join up in the movements. I found this out the hard way. I found it out the hard way. That not everybody is in things for the same reasons you are. I was in the People's Convoy, and what a fucking disappointment that ended up being. What a disappointment to find out that these people that you were with, they weren't like you. They didn't care about the country.
They didn't.
They were a bunch of grifting motherfucking live streamers that wanted to make money off of the people in America who were hardworking and sending their money, little old ladies, old men, people who had to wait for their paychecks so they could give a little bit of money to help people drive around and shout freedom and fight for freedom. And to find out that it was really for nothing. To find out that the people involved, a lot of the people involved that are involved in this convoy right here were really bad people. They were bad people who did not care about the causes that they joined. They used them for their own profit. How sad is that? When there's people who really, really fucking care. There's people who really sacrifice for the causes. They sacrifice for the causes. For real. It's in their hearts. And these kinds of motherfuckers come.
To you Trump supporters, you better get out of the cult before it's too late and get with a winning program like Kamala Harris, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my monologue. Oh my God, there's so much going on, all right? I know there's a lot going on in Congress today. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be here, all right? So what we're going to do is open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, and MAGA, I want you to understand one thing. You can yell, you can kick and scream all you want on TikTok, but you cannot run from the good Lord. All right, so that's your warning. All right, don't get up here and start embarrassing yourselves. All right, get up here and act like you got some act right in your life. All right, because playtime is truly over. All right, let's open up these boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing? You've been.
Hi, Zeus. Thanks for having me on today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I love the show. You're the best. I love to see you cook those MAGA Trumpers.
Yeah, they like being cooked.
Oh yeah, they need to be cooked. But I'm just here to spread some more truth.
All right,
and
let's
tell you
go.
what's on my mind.
All
I came
right.
across a post that Trump posted about Kamala Harris about she's unqualified to be president.
On
Now,
what basis?
okay, here's my opinion. And actually, it's not my opinion, it's facts.
Okay.
In 2020, in 2016, Donald Trump had no political experience. So if she's unqualified, what make you think he was qualified?
That's why I said, for me, I know Donald Trump is projecting,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But did he offer any justification, perhaps? Because I've heard him say that, and in some cases it was tied to questions about her birth, right? Because that's where they go. They don't have when they don't have anything, they default to that primitive thought process, right? Let's attack them based on their gender. Let's attack them based on their ethnicity, right? But he didn't offer you any explanation for why he made such a claim.
No, I remember the post said, I saw the post and it said something about she was unqualified because she's too far left and that's not what the country need, and she's just going to destroy that, which we know that's nonsense.
Yeah.
During his presidency, he did absolutely nothing. Okay?
I agree.
Absolutely nothing. He wrecked our economy because of his mishandling of the pandemic. So why should we re-elect a failed president who did absolutely nothing for us?
I wouldn't encourage anybody in their right mind to re-elect a failed president, right?
I would love to hear MAGA justify that.
Are there any Trump supporters? Yeah. Why did he he donated that $5,000 to Kamala? You're right. MAGA won't be able to justify electing Donald Trump. Not if they do, they can't do it without lying.
No.
Right.
That's all they have, and discrediting. Only way the Republican strategy is to discredit Kamala Harris. Okay, they're shaking in their boots right now. They wanted Joe Biden out. They pushed him out by spreading lies. So that was a win for them. But now, guess what?
What's that?
They thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side, and things just got 10 times worse for them. Because now we have a young, black, intelligent woman who's going to be the first president of the United States. And I can't wait to vote for her.
Let's go. Do you feel the energy around Kamala Harris like I do, Lisa? I mean,
yes, absolutely. I see this. Let me talk about the crowd size. And unlike Donald Trump, she didn't pay anybody to be at her rallies, okay?
right? Right?
I just thought I had to rub that in there for a minute.
Yeah, I posted the video, and it's clear as day. I said, you know she didn't pay these people because look at how enthusiastic about them, how enthusiastic they are about her. And even when I'm talking to regular everyday people who aren't into politics like we are on TikTok, they're even excited about Kamala Harris.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Madam Harris, 2024.
I love it. I love it. I really do.
It has a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
Nice ring to it.
And so to the Trump supporters out there, do you think that this election is going to be even more of a landslide for the Democrats? Because I know that Donald Trump is planting the seeds to make it look like the results should be invalidated, right? Because he's going to
Oh
claim
yes,
election fraud.
he
What do you
didn't
get?
concede the last time he lost, and he's not going to concede this time. I just hope we don't have another January 6th. That's the one thing I'm concerned about.
Well, I
And
don't
let
think
me
we'll ever. I
remind
don't think.
everyone, Project 2025. That's
Yeah.
why we need to. That's the main reason why we need to keep Trump out of office.
Yeah, yeah, and we're going to keep him out of office, and we're going to continue to keep the pressure on his supporters, right? Either they're going to get with the program, or they're going to have to cut bait and get out of this country. I really do believe. I don't want to be a dictator like Donald Trump, but I really do think one of Kamala Harris's things that she should get on her ticket. No, I'm not going to say it. I'll leave it at that. I'll talk to Kamala offline about it. All right, Lisa, listen, thank you so much. We ran out of time. My clock didn't work the way that it should, but it was a pleasure having you in the box. All right.
Thank you, Zeus. It's a pleasure being here.
All righty then. Love you
Love you,
too.
Zeus. You're the
All right.
best.
Thank you.
My
Ladies,
handsome friend.
you know that's so true.
Yes.
But all right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Lisa. No lies detected. Yeah, no lies detected. All right. Any Trump supporters willing to come up here and put some meat on the bone and explain your position on why you would continue to support Donald Trump? It doesn't make any sense to any one of us. All right. Petty Best Mom, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning. Good morning, Zeus. How are you this great morning?
I am all right. This is our first time doing business, I suppose, huh?
It is.
All
It's
right.
not
All
the
right.
first time I've been in your live. It's the first time we have specifically done business. But I have shared some of your lives, some of your content, so I appreciate that.
Fair
I was actually getting ready to
enough.
come out because you asked about a Trump supporter. I'm like, oh, let me get out of there, and then you let me up.
Yeah. Well, what I do
So
is, I know a lot of these lives, they like to do it with the debate style, but I really am
sure.
more focused on letting other people hear other voices in the country,
Yes.
whether they're on the same side as me, or maybe somebody has a different opinion. I think that's just important in order to help people figure out who to vote for, if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right,
Sure. So obviously, I know I have 3 minutes, so I'll try to be quick about this.
let's go.
Obviously, obviously, I am voting for Madam Kamala Harris.
Thank
Boo
you.
boo. I'm so excited for
Let's
her.
go ahead and get
I
that
am
in
happy
there.
that she is doing her thing. I'm very excited for her, and I do know that I not only am I voting for Kamala, but I'm standing behind her, and I plan to do some help,
Oh,
some
okay.
phone calls and some
Oh,
things like that, because I think that we need to be very honest about where we are. Regardless as to who was on our Democratic ticket, we were still fighting for democracy, and we need
yep.
to be very clear about where we are. And so we can't stand halfway in and halfway out. We're either all in or we're all out. And we're
Amen.
going to call it out. Now, they're upset about Joe Biden leaving the way he did. However, didn't they want him to go? Now, why you mad? You wanted him to go. Y'all said y'all wanted him to be gone, right? Now he's going. Everybody's upset. You
Yeah.
can't be damned if you do, damned if you don't. Even the things that they're saying about her, I still stand on the fact that they always make it a bigger issue for strong black women, right? When they're voting or when they're doing things, we're always held to this higher standard for whatever reason.
Speak on
And they
it.
smile and they tell us all these horrible things about what she's done. Let's be clear. She was voted in those positions, and they said, "Oh, she slept her way to the top because she slept with one man." She was a grown woman, and
Bingo.
he was married. Okay, and your candidate had 3 wives. He cheated on all of them. He left the one. He paid her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if you're going to do that, let's make this let's make it right. And so I'm really excited about who she is. I'm excited for what she's doing.
Awesome.
I can't wait to be able to get some background information so I can be able to support her. And
Yeah.
I am all in, Zeus, and I know I am excited. I am excited. I'm excited, and I cannot wait for her to be our next Madam President.
Wow. Another happy person in this country, another woman excited about Kamala Harris being the nominee for the Democrat Party. I mean,
Absolutely.
do you think the turnout is going to be pretty good this time with Kamala on the ticket
I
like this?
I do. And I think that there's going to be plenty of people who won't vote for her for various reasons, and that's okay. But I think that we all need to be, really focusing on the reason why we need to be voting for her. This is not about, I'm going to vote for a third party. This is not the time to test out third parties. It's really not.
Yeah.
We're either going to vote for the two that are in place, or we're going to end up in a situation. And so when I hear people saying that they don't want to vote for Democrats, because they want to vote for Republicans, well, great. That's you're voting for Project 2025. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
Well, he said he doesn't have anything to do with it. I know he does. And I have it all over where they've already put these things up. He had 37 people sitting under him that was already talking to the Heritage Foundation about Project 2025.
Yeah.
In his first term. So he's not. You can try to distance yourself. He's not going to distance himself. He's there.
Bingo.
We got him.
Yeah, he is part of Project. He is Project 2025. Let's just put that out there. And everything that you have became accustomed to, MAGA, is going away with Project 2025. That's the simplest way I could put it. All right, Petty's best mom. Thank you for having the courage to come up here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Petty a round of applause. No lies detected.
You have a good one, Zeus.
All right, you too. All right, you too. All right, see, ladies and gentlemen, look at all of this support that we have for Kamala Harris. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. All right. Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good example of MAGA right here.
There you go. Hey, you ready for this, Zeus?
Yeah.
First thing I'm going to tell you, it's over, Zeus. It really is.
So
okay, let's get another statement. Kamala Harris isn't black, bro. She's East Asian. East Asian. East Asian isn't black.
Okay, where did you get that from?
Her mother's an Indian from East Asia.
Okay, but where did you get this statement that she's not black from? Where do you get your information from? Because clickbait.
Because
I'm gonna be honest.
East Asian, you're not black.
She says ethnicity from there. I get it. But here's the thing,
no, she
right?
Doesn't have ethnicity.
Listen.
That's where she is from.
Okay. See, this is what we're talking about, America. This is MAGA right here.
That's her mother.
Your first argument is she's not black. But what does that even mean to you? Because if you believe she's not black, let's just go down that path. I disagree with you. But what am I supposed to do in your world with that information? What are you expecting black voters to do with that?
Democrats need her to be black. You need her to be black. That's why.
Actually, we don't.
You need it.
No, we don't.
You need it. Yes, to survive, you need it.
No. But here's the thing. How is Donald Trump handling it, based on your understanding? Because you're ultimate MAGA. How is Donald Trump going to? How is he going to run against her?
Trump doesn't care who the person is. She has horrible policies.
Oh, and he has good policies.
Let's not forget that she called ICE the KKK. Let's not forget that she put more black men in prison than any DA in the history of the United States.
You got the stats on that? Because I don't know that to be true.
Well,
Could you show us the screenshot?
Those are facts. I don't need to show you screenshots. You know they're facts. You already know it.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Her record up against Donald Trump's record. Who do you think is going to win, right? I mean, Donald Trump, he's been convicted. He's been convicted. He's been convicted 34 times, right? I mean, that's on his record.
What's the convictions of? What's the charges?
The hush money thing. The
hush money's nothing. Nobody cares about that.
The E. Jean Carroll thing.
Democrats.
The E. Jean Carroll thing.
Nobody cares about that besides Democrats.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
You're talking about something with zero evidence from 30 years ago.
Okay, but what do you have on Kamala Harris that matches that? Do you have any convictions on her?
Oh no, she's just a horrible person.
Oh, well, how do you define what's a horrible person?
When you have you say she's a strong black woman. That only puts black men in prison.
What do you care about black people all of a sudden? When have you started caring about black people?
Oh, I care about everybody.
No, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't vote for Donald Trump.
No. You only care about your white saviors and your Branch Davidians down.
Oh, so see, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the primitive. This is the primitive behavior. This is the primitive behavior of MAGA.
Like Cammie and Ange and Shay that come up and stroke your ego for you, and you love it.
Look at him.
All they do is stroke your ego.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a MAGA demon. All right,
It's over, Zeus. It really is.
This is a MAGA demon, and I'll be honest with you all, ladies and gentlemen. He's came quite a ways. He used to get in the box and yell and curse. He couldn't go the full 3 minutes. So actually, I'm impressed he made it 3 minutes, but he's still a liar and he is still deranged. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that we must do this. Join me in giving Clickbait, who changed his name, all right, to a name he knows he shouldn't changed it to. Join me in giving him a round of booze and shame. I don't even like to do that. I don't even like to do this, but I gotta do
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I don't even like to give booze and shames out, all right? But this is what's in America, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we are dealing with. All right. Let's go. My good friend Takesha. How are you doing?
Zeus.
Yes,
Zeus.
I'm listening.
Can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
How does an egg get fertilized?
Well, I believe that it requires a sperm to be involved.
So it takes a man and a woman to produce a child, right?
Yes.
Okay, why do they keep talking about what her mom was? Her dad was Jamaican. That makes her part black.
But
They seem to keep leaving that part out, and they keep focusing on her mother. I didn't know that she was dropped into her mother's womb like Jesus was into Mary and didn't need Joseph. So I guess they didn't need her black dad for her to come into being.
So let's get this straight. We just had a MAGA demon come in the box.
A very bad demon. Go ahead.
And he believes he's pretty intelligent. All right.
He's not. Let's go ahead.
Okay. But based on what he said, Kamala wasn't black. Your statement.
But notice he kept saying something about her mother, but I'm almost positive she had to have a father in order to be alive. I didn't think that we just go out and we just pop up pregnant when we wake up.
You're right, Takesha. But why do you think he went down this dangerous path to embarrass himself the way that he did? Why do you think he went down that path?
They did the same thing with President Obama.
They sure did.
We are so sick of these Trumpers humping for Donald Trump, who is pissing all night long out of fear. If they want to help him, go over there. First, come to my website, buy the Pooper Scooper Pampers, and then go to Mar-a-Lago and help change your God, while he soils himself through the night.
Right.
Just leave the lady alone.
The Republicans, I went through it earlier. They're telling MAGA, stop attacking Kamala Harris based on her being a woman and her ethnicity. They're instructing MAGA to do that. Why do you think they're telling MAGA to do that?
Because that's all they have, sweetie.
Wow.
That's all they have. Like Blaze was in the comment and saying, what is a woman? We can't help you with that, sweetie. We know you never had one, so of course you don't know what one is. Y'all, maybe one will look at you one day and you can ask her what is a woman, but we can't help that you've never had one, so you don't know what one is. Nobody is sleeping with MAGA but the Trump doll that they bought offline to hold them through the night.
Woo! You just cooked them, Takesha. You know that was mean what you just did.
It was not mean. It's the truth, Zeus. I'm really sick of them. If she was a mistress, so what? If she slept her way to the top, so what?
What was she supposed to do? Right? What's she supposed to do? Sleep her way to the bottom?
What was she supposed to sleep her way to the grill at Burger King?
Nah, no, don't you dare.
We sleep our way. We go all the way to the top.
Hey, man.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Tell them.
What's wrong with sleeping your way to? I think it's a wonderful thing. If you sleep your way to the top and you can maintain your status quo.
Exactly. Especially when there's love in the mix of it too. It just makes it a lot better.
Listen, she did a wonderful thing.
Yeah, took one. Thank you, Kamala Harris. Thank you.
Thank you, Kamala, for sleeping your way to the top.
Yeah,
and being the great example for the rest of us.
Let's go. Yeah, because if you didn't do that, if she didn't do that, we wouldn't be in a situation where we could vote for her.
Listen, Zeus, I had to stitch a comment where this person said, now I can finally tell my daughter that if she sleeps with married men, she can make it to the White House. You know what my response was? You know what my response was to that
What's
person
that?
trying to be smart?
Yeah.
I said, oh, so you're going to tell her about Melania.
Oh.
Did she not come off the centerfold page, jump on Trump's back, and ride her way to the White House, Zeus?
Oh, Takesha,
Isn't that how she got there?
That's all. That's I mean, listen, hey, that's what they
rose bushes and putting Christmas trees up and down the halls of the White House. Is that her accomplishments?
cooked.
When she got there, she did nothing else.
Yeah. Cooked.
Yeah. That fits stiffer than any man on Viagra at 12 at night. But
Lord.
I'm going to let that go because you know how they do me. And
All
I'm
right.
going to roll on like the tide, Zeus.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up here and putting that last caller in his place because you do it way better than I
Yeah,
can.
he need to find somebody to play with because it's definitely not Kamala.
Amen.
All right, Zeus.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Takesha a round of applause. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are hearing from real people in this country, and boy, oh boy, I tell you, sometimes you just never know what's going to come out of the mouth of one of these MAGA demons, all right? I'm going to try to go back and forth between people that I normally talk to and people that I don't, all right? Candy, good morning.
Zeus, thank you for having me.
All right, this is our first time doing business?
Yes, it is. I just wanted to say this. I think the cat is out of the bag with Joe Biden. We all know he's not fit to do his job. Clearly, his party doesn't think he's fit to run. So why should he be fit to be president? Yeah. We know about the Easter Bunny incident. We know about the cheat seat incident. We know about the Pride incident.
Can I slow you down for a second, Candy? What has been going on with every lie we've heard from MAGA? This past weekend, you know who Laura Loomer is?
I'm not familiar with the term or with the name.
Well, she's a right-wing nut job, if you ask me. The claim was Biden was no longer alive after this COVID thing, right? Because they hadn't seen him. So this whole weekend, I had people sending me text messages on this app saying President Biden is no longer alive. He's in hospice.
That's not true. President Biden was just on the phone call with Kamala Harris. President Biden was just seen in public. I'm not.
Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the subscription. Okay.
And the facts are this. The facts are there's people in his own party who did not want him to run. This is not right-wing MAGA. This is not. You can go look at videos of Anderson Cooper.
So what if other people? What do you say to the people that disagree with you? Because I disagree with you.
So there were senators, there were people, there were state representatives in the Democratic Party. They represent entire states. It's not just people. Those are states calling for Biden to step down from his race.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've heard people on the right asking for Biden to do that. But here's the Candy. Let's just what I like to do is. I like to just go down the path you're going and get there so we can actually discuss the impact, right?
But before you get there, you're denying everything I'm saying. Like
I don't agree with it. It's my right to not agree with it.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why were people calling for Biden to step down? Why did Biden step down?
I can't give you the answer. There's a lot of different reasons.
I'll tell you the answer.
There's more than I'll say this. I'll say this. There's more than one reason. But
there's only one reason.
But they were also trying to get him to step down because they said he was he committed crimes and should be impeached.
Biden didn't commit any crimes. Let's leave the conspiracies alone, please.
Okay. So if you're so educated, then are you Biden's doctor? Are you Biden's doctor?
You talking about the 3 physicals he had where he won't go?
No, sir. I'm trying to be right down the middle, all right? I'm just trying to be fair. And I got to push back in areas when I think it just doesn't make sense. So are you the president's doctor? Have you seen his medical report?
No, sir, I'm not the president's doctor.
Okay. So isn't it wrong to make assumbtions about a person's health without evaluating
assumptions. The cat's out.
You didn't answer my question. Isn't it wrong to make assumptions about a person's medical condition when you haven't seen their medical report?
I've seen him wandering off on stage. I saw him at the debate. I saw an Easter bunny moving the president away from press. I
You
saw
know,
Biden being asked questions and
so
staring
that's
at
what
the
I
public,
mean. That's
wandering
what I
off his
mean.
face.
That's what I
I
mean.
saw
You got
him at the Juneteenth event freezing up, not even moving. Don't play this
okay,
game with me.
okay,
Don't play this
okay.
game with me.
All right. Well, I'll say this much. So you're in favor of making Kamala Harris the president right now?
That's the only option that you guys have. I'm not
No,
going to sit here and
no,
say
no.
that
That was a yes or no. You want Kamala Harris to be the president right now?
Oh, I'm a Trump supporter, so that's a loaded question. That's
You
such a
got
loaded
listen.
question.
This is why I sat here in the whole 3
Why would
minutes.
I,
I
as a
knew what you were
Republican, enjoy?
doing.
What's the question? Do I
Okay.
want Kamala? No, I want
So,
Trump.
so listen to what you did, and I want you to really go back and watch this live when I upload it and understand how we got to this point. You got in the box advocating for Kamala Harris to be the president right now. You do realize that, right? And you want that.
I'm advocating
Because if
for
Biden steps down, who will be the president, Candy?
if Biden steps down, then Kamala Harris will be the
So
president.
that's what you want.
Yes, I want Biden to step down.
No, say yes, I want Kamala to be my president. Say it.
See, you're trying to create a narrative. That's not this is straw.
You're
man
not that
fallacy.
intelligent, ladies and gentlemen. I
Zeus,
guess
do you know what
Candy is
straw man
done.
fallacy
Ladies
is?
and gentlemen, join me in giving Candy. Candy, your time was up. You could come on back another day, but I got to move on to our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Candy what he deserves. All right? Because he just got cooked. Around the booze and shame. Sorry, Candy, you were wrong.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
What this tells me, ladies and gentlemen, is MAGA is going to have a hard time saying President Harris. They're going to have a very, very hard time saying President Harris. They're going to be struggling. Hey, Shay, good morning.
Hello, my friend. Oh
Hi.
my gosh. I love being called white savior on this app. It happens all the time.
Don't worry about it. I take every MAGA accusation as a MAGA confession. You are not that. You are a great person. And I believe clickbait is just insecure about you being a strong and intelligent woman. That's what I believe.
Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome.
I totally agree. He's got blueberries. We all know that.
Yeah.
So this is Kamala Harris's parents. That's Shamala. That's why we pronounce her name Kamala. And that is her dad, that black man you see right there by the name of Donald Harris, who was born in Jamaica.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So when two parents decide to have schmexy, and they're of two different races, I believe you can claim to be of both race. That's called biracial. Kamala Harris is biracial. She is Southeast Asian and black. That is what she is. So when she went to Howard University, which is a historical black college and is a member of the AKA Black Woman Sorority, that is because she is black. She is
Bingo.
acknowledged as being black. She is also Indian. However you want to refer to her is up to her and you and whoever else. But this narrative that she is not black is ridiculous. You show your butt every time you say ridiculous stuff. I can tell her father is a black man. Therefore, she is of black descent or Negro descent, however you want to put it, right? So I get so done with the ignorance, right? It's kind of like we just want to claim that she's not black, so she didn't take any of the black vote. I thought we had the black vote for Trump. We were doing so well, and then all of a sudden Biden dropped out of the race. And the other thing to Candy, he decided not to rerun for president. He did not and will not resign from the office of presidency. He doesn't need to do that. He's perfectly capable of being president of the United States. He's addressing the nation this evening on a live broadcast from the White House. So if you would like to watch your president tell you why he decided not to rerun, which is his decision. It's not the only time that's ever happened. Again, history is hard here. I know 1968, Lyndon B. Johnson, who took over after JFK was unalived, right? and then re-ran in 64, won that, or ran in 64 on his own ticket, won that, decided not to rerun in 68. His vice president ran for the Democratic ticket at that point and lost to Richard Nixon. This has happened in the past, guys, and it's a good thing what Joe Biden did. We all knew that Joe Biden was basically going to be a one-term president. We knew he was the oldest candidate ever elected. We knew he was 78 years old. We knew all of this when we elected both Biden-Harris ticket. We voted for her as well. So this whole narrative that, oh, they've, gone around the democracy, took out your right to pick your candidate, did all of this stuff. No, they didn't. We voted for Biden-Harris. And let me tell you something. What would have made us mad is if he had passed on her. If Biden decided not to rerun and then did not endorse his own VP, that is where I would have been angry.
Me too. Tell them, Shay.
That would have shown something nefarious going on, something anti-woman, anti-whatever, and that would have made us angry. We're very proud of Joe Biden. That, of course, he picked her to be his successor. That's what a VP technically is.
Yep.
They are, in per 25th Amendment, they are the successor to the president if anything happens to the president. She is his successor. She is our next president. And you just better get used to it, because I have not seen this kind of excitement behind a candidate since, well, Barack Obama.
Thank you. Me either. And the energy is real.
My gosh, they had 700% higher new voter registration rates.
Yep.
700%. It's exciting. My 19-year-old son and his girlfriend were, oh my gosh, I'm getting all this stuff, and the way that they're marketing her and certain music for us, it's brilliant.
It's easy to cover her. I've been creating content. It's a lot easier and friendlier to cover Kamala because she's got so many gifts. She's naturally gifted. But all right, Shay, I got to move it on.
Thank you so much. Just wanted to clarify a few things. And honey, let me just tell you something, Mr. Clicky Tricky. You can call me a white savior. All that means is you're calling me an end lover. That's all that means. That's how that translates. And if that's what you want to call me, I'm okay with that, because I love all people. So keep showing your racism, my friend.
Yeah, your racist underwear. Wow, thank you, Shay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Shay, all right? Mr. Rational, what's going on, brother? Ladies and gentlemen, can y'all all do me a huge favor? Can we put President Harris in the chat? Because I think that really is something MAGA is going to be struggling with going forward. Can we put President Harris in the chat? All right, I just want to see if we can get this chat to say President Harris so that MAGA can get comfortable saying it. I noticed that this is definitely... No, Harris is going to win. I noticed this is something that they're going to have a problem doing, all right? But you know what? Yes, Prez Harris, President Kamala Harris. Let's please fill the chat with President Harris, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a tough thing to do, but let's put President Harris in the chat, because guess what? We got to make sure MAGA understands what they need to say. All right, let's go to somebody I don't normally hear from, and then we'll kind of go back and forth, all right? Thank you, everyone, for tapping the screen and sharing the live to help push this live out there. I appreciate it. Look at all those President Harris, Mr. Rational. Billy Kane, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can. What brings you to the show?
Well, Zeus, first of all, love your show, man. You're just awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
What I was thinking about, normally I don't, sing in public or anything, but, last night I was in the shower and I'll, hum some tunes to myself and come up with some pretty good ones, but I got one for you. And y'all are welcome to turn the volume down a little bit, but here we go. Whoa, 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 Kamala, I think you got my number. I think you're promoting the democracy that I want to live under. And I really don't remember. Was it something in your head? Putting Donnie Boy to bed. Voting for Kamala. And that's all I got to say, Zeus.
Hey, listen. Hey, Billy Kane, I appreciate that. This lady got grown men singing like that. Wow.
Man, she's something else. I mean, a beautiful speaker. I saw her yesterday on TV, and I just got so excited. I mean, that's the first politician I've heard that had a message. You know what I mean?
Wow. Listen, I gotta give you a follow. What part of the country are you in? What part of the country are you in?
I'm a construction worker in Oklahoma City.
Oh, wow. And she got to you in Oklahoma? Wow.
Oh man, she's fantastic and beautiful woman too. I mean, she's just. I mean, she's what this country needs.
Yeah.
You know, I've been like depressed for the past 8 years, just seeing like, you know, all this ugliness and racism and everything, and it's just seeing that yesterday for the first time. I woke up excited. You know.
Wow.
So I want to get this out. Yep.
Wow. So you think, Kamala, you can feel the energy in Oklahoma as well?
Oh man, yeah, I can feel it. I mean, now, you know, it's a heavily Republican state.
That's what blew me away. That's what blew me away. And you got the blue dot. There's a lot of people everywhere. You know, I think MAGA blows it up and tries to overrun people, but mainly in Oklahoma, we respect each other and we're not, you know, getting on, you know, social media and all that all the time, but you know, we care about one another, and you know. I got my vote, Kamala, #1. Best thing I've seen in a long time. And I didn't ask you to come on the live and do that. You did this on your own, because some people might say this is a rigged thing, right?
No, this ain't rigged. I live in Oklahoma City. My name is Billy Kane. You can come out here to the job site. I put a picture up here right now. I mean, that's
wow. It's not rigged. It's not rigged, clickbait. These are real Americans that are excited and enthusiastic about Kamala Harris being the president. And in Oklahoma, out of all places, I never would have imagined. I don't know how you found me, but I'm glad you did, brother. All right. I appreciate you. All right. I gave you a follow. Come on back. All right.
Right on. Thanks, Zeus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Billy Kane. Shout out to OKC. Okay, all right. Let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. All righty then. All right. Let's see. Who do we have next? Oh, my good friend Jeff. Welcome, Jeff. This guy right here, great host. All right, you'll see me co-hosting there sometimes. How you doing this morning, brother?
Zeus.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, look what's happening.
Right. I got you early in the morning. Normally, I don't get you this early. All right. I saw you yesterday slaying those demons.
Yep. We were out there doing the Lord's work.
Amen.
But you know what? It comes in threes. The Republicans had their momentum, and it's called peaking early. This is quite a problem that these Republicans have in more than one sense of that word. But I'll say this: they're peaking early, and now the Democrats, freedom is about to be on the ticket, is about to be on the ballot.
Amen.
Women's rights.
Amen.
Someone who we can all really get behind.
Yeah.
You know,
isn't that amazing, right? It happened so fast.
Look who's it really does. It really does. And see, the thing about us is we're not in a cult, right? Mm-hmm. We love Joe Biden, but we're willing to sacrifice a little to gain a lot.
Amen.
And it's a small sacrifice that we're making together.
Yeah.
But oh boy, it is gonna pay dividends.
Yeah.
Many dividends. And I think what were you saying? Elon Musk, he
reneged on that 45 million. He said, and I said, that's a sign that Elon even understands that's a bad investment to give Donald Trump that money at this point. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, they got into a frenzy, and look, I get it. You know, they got a little bit hyperbolic, but I guess what the election is many weeks away, and we have a lot of work to do. But I think she is. I can't wait to see who her vice president pick is going to be. I mean, you know, and I think he's regretting his Vance pick.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're not happy about this. They're wishing Joe Biden would have still been running.
Wow. Wow. I mean, what does that say about Biden's ability to keep play the cards close and not really reveal what his intents are? He played Donald Trump, didn't he?
Yeah, he's. I like Biden. The more that he was, I started out disliking him a whole lot when I was Republican, but
Right.
the guy actually grew on me. I actually stopped disliking him while I was Republican.
Wow.
And yeah, I think that he has the experience. He's definitely, he doesn't have that ego, and he's willing to step aside for something even greater, and it's even more democratic. And the process is working out phenomenally well. I can't wait for these Republican guys. Get your umbrellas out. We might have to start selling some of those because there's going to be so many Republican tears. I'm just saying. You save up. We're going to have wells full of them. And guys, our cup will runneth over. I'm just saying, and we will runneth over these Republicans in this next upcoming election.
No lies detected. And this is coming from somebody that used to be a Republican, ladies and gentlemen, who came out of the fog and is now seeing that it's important to be on the right side of the history. Any advice, Jeff, before you go to those? Because there's some Trump supporters in the audience that might be where you were before you decided to just make that leap of faith and get on board with the Democrats. What advice would you give these folks?
I'd say just follow where the facts take you. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't listen to the propaganda surrounding all the bullshit on X and all those.
Keep it clean. You gotta keep it clean. All right.
Guys,
thank you.
Excuse my language, but
Sorry,
guys, we can do a lot better. And just follow. Listen, gather all the information and make a well-informed decision. And I promise you, that decision will not end up being Trump if you gather all the pertinent information. On that note, guys, they call him Triple H. He's humble, handsome, and honest. And
Amen.
All three of those things the proof is in the pudding, and it's the delicious pudding. It's
all right.
Pudding pop truth. Let's keep clapping those MAGA cheeks. I'm just
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Jeff. All right, no lies detected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the love is in the air for Vice President Kamala Harris. So far, we've had one MAGA demon come up here and completely embarrass themselves. All right, and I have another one insisting that I let them up. All right, and so, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, every single thing this MAGA demon says, I completely disagree with it. But I do this so that folks who aren't keeping up with all the stuff going on can hear how deranged and pathetic MAGA is. All right? This is a good example of deranged and pathetic.
Hello. Thank you for bringing me up, Zeus.
You begged me. Why do you want to continue to come to my show?
I just got to say...
You can turn your camera off. You can turn it off. You don't...
I got to say, 300 people filled that gym at that high school gym. You're doing great. You guys are all doing good with that small little crowd.
300 people?
Was it 300? Was it a high school gym?
Yeah, so
I mean, who wants 12 million people to come through the border? Who wants 12 million people come through the border? The borders are that one.
Is that your only grievance?
Oh,
because if you know what they're saying, Snuggles, they're asking you to turn the camera off because you're offending people.
Oh, please, because I'm sexy and hot. You guys can't hotness.
Snuggles, please, Snuggles. Listen, I wasn't even going to get triggered, but when you called yourself you called yourself sexy and hot, please, bro.
That's right, bro.
That'll get you kicked out of the box. That's offensive.
Where's Jack Smith?
All right, you want to have a conversation? You want to have a conversation about Jack Smith?
Still in New York? What's going on? You're losing, bro.
Well, can I say this? Has the case in D.C. Been dropped?
Bro, that ain't even going.
It hasn't been dropped?
Presidential immunity. You'll find out.
He's not the president.
You have absolutely.
You sound triggered, bro. Bro, you sound triggered. You sound like. Are you getting enough sleep?
Bro, I'm winning because you haven't gotten any court case. Remember when you guys were yelling at me about RICO charges and all that crap? You guys have nothing done. Nothing.
Wow, Snuggles. I'm so sorry that you're triggered. All right, but Kamala Harris is going to be your president. Can you say President Harris?
Oh, absolutely not. President Donald J. Trump. Hey, Democrats, get those knee pads ready.
Okay, ladies. That's a MAGA demon right there. Nothing of value to contribute to this discussion. Just 100% misinformation and emotion. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Snuggles what he deserves.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns, struggle in the weight. Yeah, he's a struggler.
He's a struggler. All right. And trust me, he runs a Struggles University on TikTok. And every MAGA demon that comes in the box, they go to his university and they get that fake degree that he hands out. All right. It's an embarrassment to this country, ladies and gentlemen. It's an embarrassment I've never had to deal with. All right. Just good morning, Jess. How are you doing?
I am great. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited.
You are?
I'm so excited to vote for Kamala Harris.
Thank you. Thank you. We all are. Isn't that so interesting how the energy is just like through the roof of people really, really excited for this woman to be the president of the United States? It's crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
I was sad about 5 minutes, and then I was like, you know what? We voted for Kamala too. She's well qualified. She's got the education to back her up. And, you know, all the support that's been coming out is amazing. It's crazy. I wasn't expecting this. I think I underestimated her, honestly, because I am just so shocked. And let me tell you, I'm part of the new donors.
Oh, you donated too. Wait a minute. I've been donating as well. Yes, everyone, please donate to this woman to help her campaign. All right. It really is important that we do that. All right.
And guess what else I did? Guess what else?
What is that?
I got to go on one of the Zoom calls.
Oh, really?
I got on one of the Zoom calls.
Wow.
I love it. I love it so much. I'm so excited. They gave us resources on how to like organize events in your areas. They're giving social media classes.
Wow.
So if you can get on one of those Zoom calls and get involved somehow, they will give you access for all of that stuff.
Wow.
And they also gave us another little tidbit. I don't know if you know this, but in Arizona, there's at least 317,000 moms that are progressive and that are low frequency or non-voters.
Wow.
And we all know Democrats and people like Kamala Harris support child care. They support reproductive health. They support so much for parents and the middle class. And I think that is something that we need to expand on and have people show their support.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if we can talk to those low frequency or non-voters and talk to them about the plans she has for... Don't call me.
Don't you hate that?
I'm busy right now.
Yeah, when you waited so long to get on the app and then someone calls you, right? Kimmy, thank you so much for the subscription. Sorry, Jess.
Easy merch. Easy merch.
Thank you.
Anywho, I have to show you something too because I've been making more pictures and stuff.
Oh. Hey!
Hold on.
It's over. Hey, MAGA, this is just another sign that it's over. It really is. You're all in trouble this November. If you really get off of your little TikTok accounts and your little X accounts and you get out here in the real world, you will feel the energy for Kamala Harris, and you're going to say, I haven't felt anything like this since Barack Obama. Seriously. Hey, let's go.
Whenever Barack was running his election and running his campaign.
Yeah.
And I'm living for it.
Yep.
All the people that are doing the edits, the queer community is coming out in force for Kamala with the with all the brat edits.
Yeah.
I'm living for it.
I love it too.
So we all need to get boots on the ground, get involved if you can. Those Zoom calls, There, go on Twitter. If you're into looking up more local, look up the women's march in your area. Men even are on there too. We were at max capacity in the Zoom call yesterday.
Wow.
It was great.
Wow. I heard this is like our second or third Zoom call where it's like over 400,000.
I think I got on like the third or fourth one.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there was the for Kamala Zoom call right after mine.
Wow.
So
it's
we're
over,
all
MAGA.
getting out there. We're all getting active. And Nikki Haley was so mad. She sent a cease and desist letter to the PAC that actually supported her.
Wow.
Or supported Kamala. She's saying they're being deceptive. And you know what's deceptive, Nikki, is
What's
whenever you say that you're anti-Trump and then turn around and kiss the ring and you pissed off all your voters.
Exactly.
And with that, I heard my bell, and you
Alrighty.
have a wonderful day.
Alrighty then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the beautiful Jess. No lies detected. Oh my goodness, RC. Good morning, champion. Long time no see, but I know you've been here. How you doing, Dubs?
Hey, Mr. Zeus, how you doing?
I'm all right. Just another day in the kingdom, doing what we do.
Good to see you. It's been a while, man. My wife's schedule changed, so I don't get to see you and Ange as much as I would like in the mornings anymore. But
got it. Well, I know your spirit is here, so thank you. All right,
absolutely.
Seriously.
And it's been fun watching you with Jeff, man. It's a good time. You guys are funny together. I like it.
Right. I try to keep it entertaining over there. All right. I really do.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I woke up Monday really, and this is the first thing that went through my head. This is the song that went through my head. Here you go.
Hey,
that was my first thought that morning. I woke up more excited than I had been in a long time about this election and actually about any election in a long time since maybe 2012 even.
Wow.
Because I feel like, now we have a chance to not only stop this authoritarian Project 2025 nonsense, we got a chance to make history on top of it. And I think everybody should get out and be a part of history, because you'll regret one day if you look back and think you didn't take the opportunity to vote for the first BIPOC woman president.
Yeah.
So the first woman president, the first woman of color president, if you're not going to be a part of that, you're going to miss out. You're going to tell your kids someday that you didn't take the opportunity to be a part of history.
Yeah.
The other most important thing is that people have gotten out and we've seen a huge jump in registration, a huge jump in donations. The excitement is there. And like Jeff said, they peaked too early. They thought they had it in the bag. He picked the JD Vance guy, the Project 2025 wet dream, because he thought they were just going to basically run up the score with the already MAGA demons that they've already got.
Yeah.
They're not trying to appeal to new voters.
Nope.
But Kamala appeals to new voters. She's already appealing to people who were out of this. They were like, I'm not interested at all in participating in the battle of the boomers.
Yeah.
And now we don't have that anymore. We actually have a contrast, the prosecutor versus the felon.
Ooh. You said it that way? You said it like that? Ooh.
Her first thing was perfect.
Yes.
He's a predator, and I've taken down predators. He's a fraud, and I've taken down frauds. I mean, it's a basically perfect encapsulation of the difference between the two candidates. Before you really just had, like, I used to joke about it's between Andy Griffith and Archie Bunker, right?
Yeah.
Joe Biden's Andy Griffith. He's affable civil servant, but nobody's really excited to vote for Andy Griffith as much as we don't like Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
People are out there looking like this now. I mean, this is basically shot an adrenaline charge into the whole race, into the whole Democratic Party, because it felt, honestly, after that debate, it felt a bit like a wake for like 3 weeks. It was like, somebody watching a hospice room being afraid, like, at any moment he gonna pass away.
Right.
It got kind of depressing, because as much as we love Joe and respect what he did and helped this country and save us from Trump, he actually showed you, I think he took away the Republican mantra of country first. Who actually put country first?
Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
Freaking Biden. I mean, the whole thing is that That's how you show that you actually care about this country, is you put your ego aside and you do what you think is best for this country. It's not about what's best for you. And he's not only shown us that he knows how to put country first, I think it made him basically a legend. The guy's going to go down solidifying his legacy of protecting democracy from Trump twice, not only from him for doing it himself by beating Trump, but by selecting the person who can beat him permanently and end this freaking nightmare.
Yes.
Kamala is going to put Trump to bed, and I cannot wait.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Man, Dubs, thank you once again for coming out swinging and bringing that heavy hammer of truth to the kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give RC Dubs a round of applause. Goats are us. It is your birthday, I see. And so what I'll do is I'll bring you up at the last, all right? Because we might as well kill two birds with one stone, all right? All right, let's bring up somebody else, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Nate Debates, greetings. How are you? All right, Nate Debates, how are you doing?
You know, I'm doing good. Long-time listener and maggot crusher, first-time caller.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, I won't make you go through the questioning because I know time is precious right now.
Sure.
But welcome to the show. And what do you got for us, Nate Debates?
Well, man,
name.
I know it's been a fashionable new thing, but I've actually been a long-time JD hater. I read his awful book when I was 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I have bad news because we all know, let's be honest, the Trump base is poor whites. And I got bad news for the poor whites. JD hates you, he does not respect you, and he thinks your poverty is your fault.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's unpack that. Let's unpack that. You're saying it's not people of color's fault? It's not Joe Biden's fault? It's their fault?
Nope. JD Vance says hillbilly, which is, the word that he uses. That it is basically the culture of whites living in Appalachia. That is the reason that they're poor.
What about the fact that they're hoping when Trump and Vance get in the White House, they'll turn this economy, into their favor, bringing down those interest rates, because they need that, helping get the egg prices under control, and stuff like that. Because isn't that what Trump is going to do once him and Vance get in the White House?
Yeah, I got also some more bad news. Unfortunately, the president does not control interest rates. That might be shocking.
What about the eggs and the gas? All right, because I had a lot of gas in my car when Trump was in office, and I want him to get back in there.
Yeah, again, this is more shocking news. We actually live in a capitalist country, so the president does not set the prices of eggs and gas.
Wait a second. Oh my goodness. Well, what is Trump going to do for me if I'm just a poor white person in middle America? What is Donald Trump Advance going to do for me, Nate?
I'm going to be real. Donald Trump, I don't know. I don't know if he's ever actually had a conversation with a poor white in his life. JD has, but it's been a while. So I got bad news. I think they're really here just for the rich people. I'm sorry to let the poor whites know, but populism is in fact a scam.
But he said he was going to stop me from being taxed on my tips.
Yeah, he's going to stop you. I guess if you're a tip worker, you might hope that he's actually going to come through fruition. But if you look at Trump's old promises, didn't build the wall, didn't get the infrastructure bill done. All he did was give an indefinite tax break for the corporations. So probably some more of that is what you could expect.
So you're basically saying I'm a middle America white guy, white woman. Yep. Oh, what about me, a white woman? What is Trump going to do for me? Could you tell us?
Oh, yeah.
Because he protects women, right?
Yeah, even worse. So if you're a poor white woman, he can actually affect your ability to get health care. Now rich women, no problem. If there's a national abortion ban, they can just fly over to the UK, fly over to Europe. But if you're a poor white, you can get turned into a baby factory for sure.
Wait, the buzzer went off. If I'm a poor white woman, what was that going to happen to me? What's going to happen to me?
Yes, you very well may be turned into a baby factory by our government.
You mean I would have to carry a baby to term even if it was grape or incest? I would still have to?
Yeah, assuming that. And now the good news is that's only if you're too broke to fly to a different country and pay for care.
Well, I'd better reconsider who I'm voting for. All right, if I'm going to use my brain, I might want to vote for Kamala Harris. Then I guess.
Yeah, I know.
All right, listen, Nate. Thank you for the role playing,
Of
my
course.
brother. I went ahead and gave you a follow.
Appreciate it.
As always, you're welcome to come back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Nate Debates a round of applause. No lies affected.
I'm sorry.
He just crushed a lot of Trump supporters' feelings in 3 minutes. I don't know how you could be a Trump supporter and still vote for Donald Trump. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, look at the time. Zeus does need to get up out of here. Okay. All right. Moo Tuxedo Cat, greetings. How are you doing? Jesus Christ, these people are. Moo, are you there? Uh-oh. I think Moo's busy.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Are you busy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh. I think Moo is busy. Alrighty then. All right, Vegas girl. You will be the last one, and then I gotta bring up Goats R Us, sing happy birthday, and then we're out of here. Vegas girl, go ahead and send.
Good morning, Zeus.
Good morning.
How are you? Long time no see.
I know. You're always in here. You're always showing support. But we gotta wrap things up. What do you got for us today?
I will make
You're
it
welcome.
short. I'll make it short and sweet. I'm excited. I can feel the electricity in the air. I've already am volunteering. I was excited for Biden too, but Harris I can't wait to have Madam President.
You really can't, right? Like you said, the energy is out there, right? We hear people, whether we're online, whether we're talking to people in our communities. You look on the news. I mean, and I've gone from, MSNBC to CNN, even to Fox, and the energy is there. It's like everyone's realizing, like Dub said, this is an opportunity for the United States to make history.
And can I just say this?
What's that?
That's like the best part, but even sweeter is the fact that all of that "Let's Go Brandon," the F Joe Biden, the F Biden flags. We don't have to hear that anymore. They've lost so much money. They're melting down. MAGA is melting down because they can't. They got to get rid of their catchphrase or come up with something new to make money to grift off of.
Yeah,
I think it's hilarious.
I do too.
But I'm excited. And I've talked to people, I've talked to some of my neighbors who had no idea about Project 25.
Yeah.
And I've never done that before. I've never went up to and I know all my neighbors, but I've never,
had these kind of conversations in real person, because it gets personal, right? And then you got to always walk around and be like, oh my God, we don't agree on this and that. And it just makes things kind of awkward. So how did that go?
You know what? They were because we've never talked politics.
Right.
And to be honest, I've been too nervous or too scared with the way the country is to go up to talk to people.
Right.
But you got to get over your fears, and this election is too important. And they're like, you know what? They were open to talk about it and read it. I said, look, I'm still reading it. We can read it together and stuff, because sometimes you can't understand some of the stuff you're reading. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And so I've taught, and they're willing to listen. Some of the people that I work with that were Trump supporters, and I say were Trump supporters, I've been talking to them about Project 25, and because I'm like, you know what, you are women. You guys are younger than me.
Right.
This is going to affect you, some of this stuff, a lot more than it'll affect me. And I said, you got to think about this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. There's just something in the air, man, especially in Nevada. It's just different talking to people.
I love it. I mean, I believe the country is ready for a change. And like everyone else, I'm Team Joe Biden. And we were there all the way until he, said he's going to drop out. Right. And I said, you know what? He dropped out and endorsed Kamala Harris right away. And the rest is history. I said, I can't think of another time I was this excited to vote other than when Obama was running.
And I'll be honest, I didn't. I'll make it quick. I didn't like the way the Dems treated President Biden. I didn't like the way I felt like they undermined his authority. I felt like they humiliated him. But he came out. He did what he put country over his own ego, and
exactly.
I applaud him for that. And I still love Joe Biden. He's a decent man, and you know what? He can help Miss Harris become president, and he can, we gotta rally around her. And
we got to, and we will. But
and
Vegas.
Yeah, and all MAGA is doing right now is trying to throw doubt against her and say things, and it's like the misogynist comments have already begun.
Yeah, and we're going to push back on every single one of them, all right? Because we're not going to let them do what they did last time, all right, with Hillary. No, we're on guard, MAGA, and all your little tricks, they won't work. But all right, Vegas girl, thank you. Thank you so much.
Love you,
You're
Zeus.
welcome. I love you too. All right, love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Vegas girl. No lies detected. MAGA is panicking. All right, MAGA is panicking. All right. Goats R Us, welcome to the show. It's your birthday today?
Yes, sir. Was having a great one.
All right.
I was bush hogging, stepped out of the tractor. I kicked my boots off in a $180,000 tractor and picked up a log to move out of my way and stepped right into a yellow jacket nest, and they hit me 27 times.
What? Are you okay? That sounds pretty dangerous.
My legs are swelled up pretty bad, my ankles.
This happened today?
Yes, about 2 hours ago.
Did you have to go to the hospital? Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not allergic to it. Luckily, because I've got real bad anxiety, so I was freaking out about it because I've never been hit that many times. And they went up my pants leg, so I was running across, left the tractor running. I mean, it's a cab tractor, but I got out to move the log and had to leave it running. It's still sitting in the field. So,
and do you go to the doctor when that kind of stuff happens? Seriously?
I mean, if the itching's bothering me, I mean, it's painful, but I've got Benadryl I'm taking, so I'm just kicked back enjoying the show.
What a birthday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to have to keep... Hey, someone, please, we're going to try to keep track of Goats R Us, all right? Now, people, this is your birthday, all right? And we got to sing happy birthday like we do in the kingdom, all right? You've been rocking with us for a while, all right? You come up and you give us a lot of great talking points, a lot of good information, and we appreciate you for that, all right? And so what I'm going to do is we're going to sing happy birthday to you, all right? And enjoy the love that these people...
Zeus, did you hear what Nikki Haley said back in February? I wanted to bring that up.
About the 80-year-old?
Yeah, and then
go ahead and say it.
She said, America don't want an 80-year-old president, so whichever candidate drops out, that party will win. And then she went on to say, she thought it was going to be her and Kamala, or what's her name. So then now she's saying a woman is going to be president, and she knows it. It's backfiring on her now. So
that's how it always works, right?
It.
That's why
I can't wait until she wins this election, and then she gets up there and looks at the cameras for America and says, I want to tell you what a black job is. My job as your president of the United States. That's what I'm excited for.
Me too. Now, all right, we're going to sing happy birthday and get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's sing happy birthday to Goats R Us.
I heard it was somebody's birthday.
Hey!
I heard it was somebody's birthday. Yeah. PJ Panda birthday song. Yeah. Today is your birthday. We gon' say it loud.
Hey!
Today is your birthday. I know you're so proud. Today is your birthday. We gon' turn it loud.
Turn it. Hey, Goats R Us, thank you, brother. I appreciate all that you do. All right, seriously. Always coming in with the facts. Coming in, telling us, let's go, ladies and gentlemen, show some love. Hey.
Blow the candles like a kiss. Throw a party, everybody bring gifts.
Let's go.
New outfit and it's lit, yo.
We're doing it in the kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we celebrate those birthdays. It's a Wednesday. Democrats are winning. MAGA's crying, ladies and gentlemen. We've been beating them with the facts. Goats R Us, you're amazing. Go. This is what we do, ladies and gentlemen. They say there's not. We only push hate. This isn't hate. This is love, all right? Happy birthday. Look at that shade. Wow. What a show, ladies and gentlemen. What a show. You guys surprise me all the time, seriously. Oh my goodness, Goats R Us, man. Oh my God. I'm sorry. We're sorry that you had that incident, though, on the farm, all right? Seriously, that sounds dangerous, my brother, all right? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go one more time. Hey! Turn up! Hey! Let's go! Let's go! You know what we do over here, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate birthdays in this kingdom, all right? You are all very important. You really are. Goats R Us, thank you once again for sharing this moment with all of us, all right? You could have been anywhere.
Yes, everybody.
You're welcome, Goats R Us Farm. You could have been anywhere. But you chose to celebrate your birthday with all of us. What an honor it
Love
is.
the kingdom.
All right, any plans today before we wrap things up?
We're gonna go have a dinner somewhere. We live out in the country, so we got about an hour drive to get anywhere nice to eat. So as long as I can walk.
Okay. Well, rest up. Take whatever ointment you can get from your doctor. All right, and really take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
And enjoy your birthday. But all right,
It
is time
Zeus
for us to
and
get.
Kingdom, I appreciate it very much. You guys all have a wonderful day and go Kamala.
Let's go Kamala. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's Goats R Us.
Kamala. Yes,
It's okay, Kamala. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time. All right, we got to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Before I do, let's take care of this housekeeping matter really quickly, all right? I just want to say thank you to all of the subscribers, to all the gifters, the moderators, and the panelists. You've all done an outstanding job helping to keep this show exciting, engaging, and entertaining. I really couldn't do this without you, seriously. All right, but we got to give one more round of booze and shame, all right? And you know exactly why. This booze and shame goes out to all of the Zeus haters out there, ladies and gentlemen. And like I say, these aren't just my haters. These are also your haters. These people get on TikTok day in and day out and promote misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin, right? They promote evil, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, racism, evil, criminal conduct, immoral conduct, all on behalf of their orange cult leader, Donald J. Trump. These folks are the worst of the worst. They are the scum of the earth. Join me in giving them our final round of booze and shame. All right, CC. All right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. And by the way, if I didn't get to you today, it doesn't mean I love you any less. It just means Zeus has to get up out of here.
Most handsome in the kingdom.
And I really am the most handsome. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Nathan's mom. I love you all.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus.
That's the day. I love it, baby. RC does. Look at Rick. Yes, thank you for the follows. Please follow Zeus. Please subscribe if you know what to do. Took a long time to get here. Walking like Zeus, Tinkerbell, and I see ya. Up, and away. Famous P, thank you for following me. All right, I really do appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow, same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. Lady Rima, I really, listen, PA, I love you all. Angel, thank you. You all make this show possible. You know, sometimes you don't know how these shows are gonna go, but you know they always end up in the right spot. Nutty Professor, I see you. All right, who is this right here? Miss Cam, thank you so much. I love you, DJ Kitty Cat. Let's go. Hey, Mrs. Silk, I see you out there. Nutty Professor, my brother. Let's go. Callie in there, let's go. Hey, Reggie!
I'm a god, call me Zeus.
I love you too. say you want it fast. Kamala Harris, keep up the great work. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I forgot to say it. Continue to show your love and support to all the other amazing content creators out here. All right, Taja Brown, let's go. Thank you for that subscription. It's going to a good place. Show some love to all the content creators out here that continue to fight the good fight with you. All right, we stand shoulder to shoulder to get the truth out there and to denounce Donald J. Trump and that MAGA cult. Right, Joe Two Wolves? Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. Valerie, I know you're here somewhere. All right. Look at this, Rick. I see you. That's why we call me Zeus. Cold as the days. I see you. We're all excited about Kamala Harris, and they can't stand it. Jeffrey, I see you, my brother. Renee, I see you. Nathan's mom. I'm the GOAT. Some say I am. All right, Lisa, thank you. Here it goes.
I just want to buy 11,780 votes.
And see, that'll get you a RICO. That'll get you a RICO case, and that's why Donald Trump is running to be president. You're right, Ange. MAGA is terrified, and as they should. We want to keep them up all night long. Hey, Reggie, let's hit him with the Jack Smith remix, brother.
He's deranged. Jack Smith. He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
It's Zeus. Jack
Here it goes.
Donald Trump is indicted, and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges. And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Oh my gosh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's get something to laugh at real quick before we get up out of here. All right, you know what we got to do. I thought I had something ready to go. Hold on, please bear with me. All right, let's listen to Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, struggling to win the election. All right, this is how Donald Trump sounds when he's struggling to win the election. You know how this goes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can get it queued up. All righty, then, here we go.
You can do it, baby. I love you. You can do it, baby. I love you so much. And just bad news, bad things are happening. Mom, I'm sorry. Mom, I didn't do it. You can do it, baby. I love you so much. And just bad news, bad things are happening.
Bad things are happening.
Mom, I'm sorry. Mom,
I'm done with this character. Get him out of the White House. Keep this man out of the White House. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now let's drop the bomb.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right, you ain't black. You ain't nothing but a modern day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe out here in these TikTok streets.